Hope you're having a great day. Let me see who's in here. Appreciate y'all for being in here. Appreciate y'all for being in here. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're having a great day. Beautiful day out here. Thought I'd take a walk. Take a little walk and talk with you guys. But I want to talk about R&B for a moment. I want to talk about R&B. You know, I don't know. I'm to the point now. I think I'm tired of people saying, and the frustration is, a lot of people are saying that R&B is dead. Or R&B is not the way it used to be. But I think, us as true music connoisseurs, that we love music and we want music to be great. The question is, why do we still continue to consume things that we don't really like? Or why do we continue to promote things that we really don't like? Although it may be trendy, it may be trendy, during this time, we still continue to promote these things that we really, don't really like, really. We don't really like a certain style of music, but we still promote it. And so that's the question that I have. And I feel like the title of this video, this live, I feel like real R&B is coming back. I feel like real R&B is coming back. But I feel like we really have to, really nurture, really, embrace those who's really trying to still create great R&B. We always say R&B is this, R&B is that, but we don't embrace the true R&B that we really see or feel. We don't really embrace it like we should. And so that's the confusion and frustration I have. We always say we want real R&B, but we want relevant, we want trendy music. And some of the trendy music that we listen to, we don't really like. In the back of our mind, we don't really like, but we still continue on promoting these things because they are the trendy things that we listen to. And especially being music creative, that's the frustrating part, because you still enjoy music that you used to love, but you feel forced to create things that's current. I'll say that again. As music creatives, we enjoy what we love from the past, but we feel like we are forced to create what's current. And I want to encourage you guys, as music creatives, if you enjoy creating a certain type of music, don't stop creating that. Even though some people have to, some people say, I've sent music to certain artists, whether they be A-list artists or just, just artists in general. And sometimes, in the past, I used to send music to artists, and they said, "Oh, this sounds like 2000. We're not looking for this sound right now. We're not looking for this sound." I used to be discouraged with that. I used to be discouraged. They'll say the song is good, but it sounds like 2000 this, or it sounds like 1990s. music. And I used to be discouraged with that. I used to be very discouraged. But I thought about it. I said, certain artists may not be looking for that at the moment, and certain artists may be looking for that sound. And so you have to find that artist. You have to find that artist that caters to your sound. It may not be that your music is bad, but your music may not cater to a certain person. That makes me think of Timbaland and Missy. Uh, Missy was a different type of artist, and the only, I feel the producer that really got her vision was Timbaland, and that's how they created Magic. You got to find that artist or artists. You have to find that producer that really matches your sound. Don't be so quick to just go with any producer. Don't be quick to go with any songwriter just because they're available or accessible. But go with a producer, songwriter, or artist that caters to your sound or kind of gives a face to your sound. You know, and that's the perfect example. Thinking about Missy and Timbaland. They've both gone on to achieve so many great things as far as music is concerned because they didn't care what other people thought about what they did, but they catered to each other's sound. And so, give me a thumbs up if you like this conversation. I think it's a very important conversation to have. But going back to the top of this video, I feel like R&B is coming back. I feel like people want real R&B, but we have to embrace it. We have to embrace. We may have to embrace the nostalgia, the nostalgic sound that we all love and grown to love throughout our lifetimes, especially millennials. Because a lot of millennials, I think that's the main age bracket. How you doing, Ability War fans? I think that's the age bracket that most people are really complaining about R&B because they're used to that 90s R&B. So the question is why people, especially millennials, why do we argue about R&B is not still here, but we don't embrace the artists that really trying to bring that sound back? We always go to the trendy, we go to the trendy artists, that creates what's out now. But we don't want to promote those. Like say, I'll be honest. I've heard Jagged Edge new stuff. Jagged Edge came out in the late '90s, early 2000s. I'm not really feeling the new music they have right now. But instead of just embracing what they're doing right now, why don't millennials, like myself, be honest with those veteran artists and say still create the music that we love from the past. I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. Wrong with that if we're true fans. It's a lot of artists that came out when I was younger and their music has totally changed because they're trying to keep up with the times. But sometimes we have to be honest with those artists and say, oh, we miss that old sound you had. We miss the sound we grew up with when we were younger from you. We were true fans. Now we kind of falling off because you've created a whole new sound trying to be trendy with the sounds of today. Like with Jagged Edge, going back to Jagged Edge, I don't feel like they need a whole lot of auto-tune on their voice now. They still have incredible voices. They still have that sound as far as their music is concerned. And so we have to embrace, especially artists that we really have loved. We love that sound. We love the nostalgia that they bring as far as they sound. We have to really think about these things as far as not only R&B, like you look at other cultures, and maybe I'm just thinking about, black music culture, Like we look at country music, you know, Garth Brooks or Shania Twain, they can come out with a tour right now. We still love the music that they create. You know, we still love the sound that they came out with. But with black music, you know, we feel like these artists got to keep up with the trend, the latest trend, and stuff like that. And that shouldn't be the case. You know, if we love an artist, like when an artist sing their catalog at a show, we all love that music that we grew up with. And so I think we have to embrace artists that we really love, that we feel that create real R&B music. And I feel like R&B is coming back. I feel like these new artists that's coming out, they really want to embrace the real R&B. They want to bring it back. They want to fight for, they want to fight for R&B. I feel. But yeah, again, appreciate y'all for being in here. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hope you're having a great day. But I thought I'd hop up here for a few minutes and really talk to you guys. Again, appreciate y'all. Subscribe to my channel. Send me a super thanks if you watch this video later and you enjoy this conversation. Again, appreciate y'all. All right, peace.